Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a bit of a transitional garden video for you all, just to show you what our garden's sort of gone through over the last 6 months and what, you know, what's progressed and what hasn't and all that sort of thing. We have got a few lemon trees and citrus trees in our backyard. This little one here is a mandarin tree. The other two are lemon trees. We've also got conifers in our yard, which I love. But there was a sad ending to one of them. I'll show you that in the video. And our neighbour bought us some really nice avocado trees, but we just haven't been able to make a success out of them. We do have 2 avocado trees in our yard, but they're just not working. And my love here, which is my pine tree, which I think is going to have to get put into the ground. But this is the other avocado tree, which it was doing really, really well, and we thought it was going to produce avocados because even little fruits was coming, like little avocados were coming out on the tree. But the other tree just wasn't successful and it didn't end too well. But we did give it a go, and it was a gift from our neighbours, so we were really hoping that they were going to work. We started putting the trees in the yard after we had the fence up for a little bit because it was just so bare with the white fence, and it just gave it that balance with the trees, and it just makes it feel so much better with trees in the front lawn here. The lemons have been producing a lot throughout the year, and we do get a lot of lemons off them. We found this big, it's been a water container on the side of the road one day, so my husband thought he'd use it as a garden bed, so you'll see that throughout the video. Basically, there's a lot of marigolds in there at the moment. My husband says that he's really, really good at growing marigolds. But yeah, at this time we just had sort of marigolds in there and a tomato plant by the looks of it. So this was about 6 months ago that I'm showing this video. And we do have a backyard full of palm trees. I know a lot of you have seen this before, but I thought I'd just show it again in case people are new. But we have plenty of palm trees and we absolutely love it. They offer so much shade. They're beautiful and tropical. And, you know, I've even had a bit of a quote from a tree company to see if we had to get some pulled down and how much it would cost. But even the tree company said they're just so beautiful, the trees. So I just don't want to pull trees down. And even though they're a lot of work, they drop a lot of fronds, and my husband has to take them to the tip and all that sort of thing. But what they offer in summer is just comfortable backyard and lots of shade and natural shade, and it's just the beauty of them as well. So I will show you around the garden later, around the back of the property, and show you the rest of that. But we do have a big passion fruit vine here. Now this was 6 months ago, like I said, so it was so vibrant at this time, and I was just getting so many passion fruits off them. I've probably got about 150, maybe more passion fruit. I ended up freezing them, giving them to my family, giving them to my friends. They were just beautiful, absolutely beautiful passion fruit off here. My mum just grew them from like a passion fruit seed. I don't know, she's got a green thumb and she knows so much about growing things, or it's just luck. I don't know, but she grew them from a little seed from a passion fruit and she gave them to me and they just went crazy. But as you can see here, there's a few on here. But at present, my passion fruit vine has died off, but hopefully it will come back. And we've had these frangipanis ever since I bought my Labrador off these people, and we put them in the ground. At that stage they had no leaves or anything on them, and they're at this point now, so I'm thinking I might even put them in different soil so they grow better. And the funny thing is, one night my husband heard this huge noise on our shed roof and he thought someone was trying to break in. It would have been about 8 o'clock at night, and we found this echidna in our backyard, and he was sort of trapped in our yard and he was going around the backyard and hitting things and knocking things over. We found it hard to try and get him out of the backyard, but the echidna managed to dig a hole because my husband sort of helped him dig a hole to get out from under the fence. But we were all amazed, and the kids absolutely loved having this in their backyard. So I'm going to show you now from a few months later from this point and how we went about building our garden bed. Hi everyone, I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update on our garden. My husband's just built this small sort of garden bed. It's 120 by 60, so it's just going to be for spinach basically. It doesn't need to be deep because we're just going to grow spinach in here. We're just going to focus on the spinach because that's what we sort of eat a lot of, and we do want to put beans in eventually, but not into this garden bed. This is just purely going to be spinach. I'll show you over here at the tomato bush. Look how big that is. It's huge. I'm not sure what these big leaves are. What is this? I'm pretty sure this is zucchini. I think a seed's just dropped in there or something, and it's just gone crazy. What sort of tomatoes are these?
Tommies.
So these are Tommy tomatoes, but I thought they were beefsteak.
No, I thought they were. See under there? Look
yeah,
under.
okay, so as you can see, they're just loaded with tomatoes at the moment.
It's got about 14 on there.
It has about 14 tomatoes, and yeah, we're just waiting for them to ripen up. But this was just dropped by a bird over in the other part of the backyard, and my husband has just replanted it. And we've still got all our marigolds at the back here as well. This is just basically a temporary sort of place at the moment till we figured out what we were going to do with the rest of the garden. So we've got a tomato plant in here and a ginger growing. And we've also got oregano and a ginger in this pot here. And our mint's not as good as what it was. It was just getting too burnt, but it's come back a bit.
It's got a marigolds, and there is a ginger in there, but I think it died.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is line the base of the spinach garden bed with these Woolworths bags. We've got so many of them.
It's a way of stopping the weeds coming through.
So we went to Bunnings this morning, and Derek has just picked up silver beet. This is the Ford Hook Giant. And we've also got the Iron Man one, which is a good name for spinach, isn't it? So I've got two different types of spinach here, and we're just hoping that it can be a success, because, you know, mostly every week I'm buying like $5 worth of spinach, and it'd be just easier to grow. It'd be good to just have it in the backyard so we can just pick it when we want. And I'm also really happy with the way the beans grow as well. So easy to grow beans, but spinach I've always found a little bit difficult. So if you're really good at growing spinach and you've got some techniques, please comment below and help me out, because sometimes it just helps if someone already has a success with their spinach. So it's just starting to rain in the backyard here, so I'm just going to quickly film this part here. Okay, so I didn't film it yesterday after we put it all in because it started raining, but this is the next day now and it's all complete. We've put our silver beet in here, and I'm pretty sure my husband's got like marigolds there as well. I didn't see him do that, but we've got all our silver beet in there, and he's also put pine shavings on it as a mulch. So he's just started doing this recently, and yeah, apparently it works as a really good mulch. So we've got our little garden bed happening, and I'm just so excited to get the spinach up because, you know, like I said, it's just so expensive, and I just want to be able to come out and always have greens. Like I want to put the beans in soon. Always good to have a couple of greens in the garden because they're so expensive at the shops. I think our garden's doing pretty well so far, and like I said, that's obviously what I showed you yesterday. They're just going crazy, the tomatoes in there. Anyway, that's my little update for the moment. I'll check back in a couple of days and show you how this has grown even more. So this is about a week later and everything's coming along really nicely, but we left it for a few more weeks and then the month later and it just didn't succeed. Our spinach didn't grow. I'm not sure if it was the plants or the environment. So at this point we needed to reconsider how we we're going to grow our spinach and try and make a success out of it. And I said previously that this vine was a zucchini vine, but we figured out that it was a Jap pumpkin vine, which we were really surprised about. We did get a few pumpkins off it. It was, let's say, gifted from a bird. So a bird had dropped it in our backyard, the seeds, and it just went crazy. As you can see, it's starting to grow there, and that beautiful flower on the end of it. And yeah, it did come out with a few pumpkins. So it's really lovely to see when you sort of get these sort of little surprises in your backyard. I love it, but sometimes you don't know what they are either. And you have to be really careful about eating things in your backyard when you're not really sure about what is growing. So we've had a few plants like that before where I haven't wanted to eat anything from them, especially this vine here, because I didn't know if it was a zucchini vine and we weren't really sure what it was. And moving over now to my lemon tree, you can see how ripe these are getting since the last clip that I showed you. They're really beautiful. I love having lemons because they're so expensive, and these are just so full. Even my mum said she couldn't believe how beautiful and full the lemons were. They're full of juice, and if you bought them from the shop, they'd be really expensive because they would weigh a lot. This lemon tree doesn't do as well as the other one. It's okay, but my husband has pruned it now to make it better. So now this is a month ago and I'm showing you a successful garden bed full of silver beet. I'm pretty sure it's silver beet and not spinach. My husband cannot remember what seeds he put in. I'm pretty sure they could be Yates seeds that I bought him not long ago, but we have tried them in different soil and they didn't work before. This garden bed is full of compost, like really good compost, and things have always grown in it. So we thought we'd try the silver beet in it. Marigolds grow well, pumpkin vine, all sorts of things. So buried deep below is some prawn shells, but that's probably from more recent times, so I'm not sure if it's from that. But there is something that we did buy that made this garden successful, and I'll switch over to the product in a minute. But the amount of silver beet we got from this was amazing. I gave some to my mum. We were eating it every single night, and because it was fresh, it would last in the fridge for a while as well in a container. And it just tasted so beautiful. You could even eat the stalks because they weren't tough like they are. Not tough, but they're hard to eat from the supermarket. But you could even chop up all the stalks and everything and nothing went to waste. So it was so beautiful. So here is the product here. It's called Charlie Carp All-Purpose Fertilizer. My husband came across it in Bunnings. It is about $50 or something like that in a container. It's 5-litre concentrated. But it says on it that it makes up to 1,500 litres. That is crazy. This product is amazing. My husband loved it so much that he passed it around the neighbourhood. My neighbour was testing it on his lawn, and at first he said it didn't really work. Then he came back 2 days later and he said the lawn is just so green. And he took back what he said because it's just amazing. And we gave it to my mum to try as well, and she was amazed. All her plants had gone so green and healthy. So this is what I think was really good on our silver beet. So we're going to continue to buy it and use it. It has worked on our parsley, on our beans, on our tomatoes, just everything. It's just amazing products. So this is definitely going to be another garden essential for us that we will purchase. It is expensive, like I said. I think it's over $50 or so, but you can buy maybe the dry formula for it, but it's worth it if I'm going to get beautiful silver beet like this. And I'll show you that I also have put in some spring onions from like the groceries that I've bought just recently, and I've put them in there so we can just grow them. I love having them in eggs and things like that, so hopefully they will grow really well as well. But the thing what happened with the spinach was eventually little bugs and moths got to it, which was really sad because we'd worked so hard at it. But at that stage, we'd had so many meals out of it anyway. So we are going to have to buy a greenhouse so that doesn't happen anymore, because you just put so much time in and things like that and things end up eating it. So definitely want to get my husband a greenhouse for Christmas. I think he'll really enjoy that, and then our plants won't get eaten by grubs and everything else like pests in the garden, and I don't want to spray it with things either. So I'm going to go ahead now and harvest a few little vegetables, and I'll show you a little bit of a garden haul in a minute. So moving over now to some bad news, some sad news of my garden, and my conifer tree has died. We're not sure what had happened. My husband seems to think something has got into the roots. No, we didn't put Charlie Carp on it. It didn't kill it or anything like that. It's just, as you can see, it looks burnt. And it's quite sad because we grew this little tree many years ago, and we had to transplant it, and it nearly died. And then for the last 4 years, it's been going so well and strong up until about a month ago. My husband has also had to pull out the avocado trees, and as you can see, there's not any roots on that either. We seem to think it's a salt, like we're very close to the ocean here, and maybe that's what's happened. And as you can see, the tree is completely gone. There's no rescuing it. Like I said, it just looks really burnt. My other conifer is doing really well. I'm hoping that that will be fine. It was quite close to this one as well. So we'll just see if it's something to do with along that fence line there. I'm not sure, but I really don't want to lose the other conifer either. So on a better note, we have moved our pine tree out here, which is dying as well. As you can see, we've got a few of them there. So one's doing really well, but we've put it outside in the lawn, like outside the back of the property here, just to see if it helps. I don't want to lose that. And we've grown a sunflower, which I have put up on the Instagram about a week ago, but she is beautiful and it just makes you feel so happy every time I come out and see it. I am going to dry it out eventually, like when it dies, and keep the seeds and grow them again, but it's just such a beautiful thing to see growing, just nature's beauty. And when you see something like this that you have grown with your own bare hands, it just puts a smile on your face. It makes you so happy and makes your day just worthwhile. So they're growing okay. We thought this was corn out the back here, but I don't think it is, so it's definitely not corn. Probably something else that a bird has dropped, I would say. And this is the back of our property. This isn't our property. It's just looking on to like a nature strip behind our house. But I'm just having a look and zooming in if I can see any kangaroos. Usually there's an abundance here of them. They sit on our driveway. I will try and film one when I can, but sometimes they stay around for a while and sometimes they're pretty quick and they just jump off. But thanks everyone for coming along today and watching today's garden video. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon for my next videos. Thanks everyone. Bye.